And these are the things that nobody tells you. Hello everyone. If you clicked on this video, it's because you're interested on how I got from this to this. And I just wanted to really touch on the fact nobody really talks about. A lot of influencers like to promote but don't like to tell you about. For example, there's been so many creators on TikTok that I noticed just post a video of their transformation, it goes crazy, but they never explain how. Or there's some sort of like my link to buy this. And honestly, in my opinion, I think anything health related and wellness related should be free. Everything you need to know anyways is on the internet. You can search this up and everything I'm gonna tell you will probably be on Google, which is why I think it's a little rude that people gatekeep this information. So let's just jump right into the video. I wanted to start off by talking about my failures and things that I've actually done that did not get me anywhere. I would never say that I've ever been not active. I've always been in some type of physical activity. But as I got older, and after high school especially, is when I really started getting really comfortable. And I think that's a misconception, is we think that I was so fit in high school, but really we were just kids still and have to grow out of that mindset. Now we're adults and that is not how your body looks. For anyone who's still in high school or just getting out of it and you're noticing some changes to your body, it's because your body's changing and it's totally normal, and now you have to figure out how your new body realistically is going to start looking and feeling, especially when you start to take care of it. When I met Michael, obviously when you get into any relationship and you're happy, embrace it, because I definitely gained and he gained, and we were living our best lives, and we still are, but no, we had to take a pause on eating out all the time and stuff. Always failed. I never kept up with anything, and I started to just feel like I need to try to do anything. So I did the Chloe Ting challenge, which is also on my channel. You can go watch that, and it worked. It was great for 2 weeks or for 1 month. It wasn't a long-term sustainable form of physical activity, and not to mention food plays the most important role with anything, and nobody really emphasizes that. They like to talk a lot about the gym and what you can do physically, but not what you can do and fuel your body with. And usually the food that they put on the internet is all clean and really unrealistic ingredients for a recipe. I was getting super irritated with myself, and not only myself, but the people I was following. I always made the excuse that I'll start tomorrow, I'll start on Monday. Let's say it was Friday. I would say, okay, I'm over it. I'm not gonna bother trying to eat healthy for the next 2 days, but I'll start again on Monday. Everyone's key thing is I'll start next Monday, or I'll start next week, or I'll start tomorrow. And the problem with saying that is that it's never gonna happen, because you're just gonna keep prolonging it. When I failed originally and tried to do all these things to lose fat, gain muscle, or just lose weight, I was focused on how I looked before anything. I never gave myself forgiveness. I gave myself so much crap and so much hate. Like, I would talk terribly to myself. So now let's get into how I changed this failure and how I made things better. One big thing that I did change was my mindset. It is so important to change your mindset about how you feel with yourself before any type of physical activity and working out or anything you could possibly do. Earlier this year, I actually started going to therapy. Obviously, that's for other types of reasons, but mental health played the biggest role for me, mainly because not only did I want to learn more about me, I also wanted to be able to learn how to be forgiving at the same time and be kind to myself. And I think that that's super important, and I'm really a strong advocate for therapy. I don't think you need to be embarrassed about it. It is such a healthy tool that I think a lot of people could use, and it actually gives you more strength and resilience, so all power to it. Along with that changed mindset, you have to want to make this change in your life. One of the main things I did as well was block or remove any influencer that I found didn't justify the reasonings for doing whatever they suggested. Follow some influencers that actually do inspire me and made me feel like they really care about the mental health aspect. These are the girls that I find, in my opinion, work out for the fulfillment of mental health that working out gives them. And you can tell that based on the content, the way they speak in their YouTube videos, and for that, I truly think changed my whole mindset behind why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And some of the people I started following was Whitney Simmons, Chrissy Chella, another influencer that I recently just started watching. Her name is Holly B Fitness on YouTube. So for the first little while, I actually started to use the big 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is when 80% of the time you can eat as clean as you can 80% of the time, and the 20% is where you can treat yourself to other balanced foods that you crave and make sure that it's 80 to 20. The thing I like about the 80-20 rule is you can do this every single day. Nobody tells you every single day you can eat super clean, you can have whatever you eat all day, and then you can have your snack at night. So in my thumbnail you could see I put a cheeseburger next to a smoothie bowl on purpose, because along with eating all the clean foods you could possibly can, you're allowed. So along with the 80-20 rule, I started to actually count my calories, put myself in a calorie deficit. Calorie deficit is a number of calories that you consume that is less than your maintenance calories. You can go on a maintenance calorie calculator and figure out what your maintenance calories are. And maintenance calories are basically just your everyday calories. By me sitting here watching TV, putting in some laundry, those are just calories that I burn on a day-to-day when I'm not doing any excessive physical activity. You don't gain and you don't lose. Now, I needed to figure out my maintenance calories in order to figure out what my deficit would be. So usually you can either do one of the following: go to just a calorie deficit calculator, which they have a bunch online, or you can find your maintenance calorie all by hand. There's a whole formula to it, and subtract 500 from it is normally the rule of thumb when trying to lose fat or weight. Once I figured out my calorie deficit, I used the app MyFitnessPal, and you can track your calories, your macros, and you can pay for like a premium to put everything in. I didn't really feel the need to do that because I mainly just focused on my protein and my calorie intake. I didn't get into macros, and I still haven't yet, because let's be real, as much as you can work out and build a booty and get toned arms, you need to be eating right in the kitchen. Whether it's a surplus or a deficit, you need to be putting the right amount of calories into your diet every single day. And one of the biggest misconceptions is that you either have to be in a bulk or a cut, which is not true. I was able to see a lot of muscle definition, and I know calorie counting might sound ridiculous, and if that's triggering, then just think of eating mindfully or track for at least 1 month, and then you can kind of eat the same and forget about the calories. For me, it's something that I actually enjoy learning about. What foods am I eating have more calories than other, and why? A chocolate bar might have 250 calories in that whole chocolate bar that satisfies you for 2 minutes, but a bunch of smaller items that make my beautiful breakfast sandwich that I eat every morning comes out to only 400 calories, and it's so delicious, I kid you not. Another thing is, people don't tell you that you can eat like absolute garbage and still lose weight if you wanted to, as long as you're within your calorie deficit, which is why I was mentioning before that if you want to eat whatever you want throughout the day that's a little unhealthy but it's still in your calorie deficit, eat it. I'm not gonna say don't. And that doesn't mean go eat one meal at McDonald's for the day, because you're gonna be hungry, and that goes without saying. And if we want to get down to the nitty-gritty, my calorie deficit worked out to about 1800. The calculator did say the more I worked out, which I did 5 times a week eventually, I started getting up to, I could eat up to 2000, but I'm pretty sure I kept it between 18 and sometimes even less. I would usually input all of my foods and see that I had probably like a little bit remaining, 200 to 300 calories, but I wouldn't eat after that, only because I wouldn't count every single thing, the olive oil that I put on all the potatoes for me and Michael and all that stuff, because that was getting too tedious. So when I say count calories, I mean the main ingredient that is going into your meal. The seasonings, unless you're using mayo, which I always calculate, or something super high in calories that will count. I can definitely do a bigger video, tell you in depth of like what exactly I eat, a full walkthrough, and show the calorie and macros on the screen and everything like that. So just comment down below if you want to see that. So then I started to work out 4 to 5 times a week, and I was gonna start doing just 3 times, like I said, baby step. But I'm not gonna lie, anytime I started going to the gym and not doing crazy cardio, I actually started to like weightlifting to a point where like I get excited to lift the weight. And when they say you get an addiction to the gym, they mean it. Another thing I want to mention though is don't do any exercise that you're not going to enjoy. If you like doing Pilates, stick with that. If it's yoga, it's yoga. If it is cardio, for whatever reason you're a little crazy, that works too. For me personally, it was weightlifting, and I did follow the Alive program, which I will be making a full tutorial on her app and how it works when you are subscribed and have all the benefits to it. One thing I would suggest is, if you are following a program, and I do highly recommend following one program, don't follow 10 influencers program, don't follow one and then stop it halfway and do another. If you're going to do something, stick from it from start to finish. That being said though, don't let that program run you. If your program is saying you need to work out on a specific day, or it's kind of giving you a pre-made schedule, adjust it so that it fits for what you need. It's your time, will only set you up for failure because they want you to stick to their program and think that's the only way that you can lose, but really you're in control of your own life and you get to decide when you want to work out. So please, in addition to that, I didn't just stick to her program. I also implemented the 12-3-30 routine from Lauren Giraldo, who is the creator of the routine. Didn't know is where you walk on the treadmill at a 12 incline, speed of 3 miles per hour is what it's supposed to be at 30 minutes. Not everyone can do a whole workout that probably takes 45 minutes to an hour and then spend another 30 minutes in the gym. So I'm not saying to do all that. For me personally, mine is a 10 incline, 2.8 speed in Canada, so it's not miles per hour, that's kilometers, so that's quite a bit slower at 20 minutes, sometimes 15, whatever I have time for. I would say 2 to 4 times a week. It really depended on the week, and I'm not gonna say I did cardio every day after my weight training. And these are like the last things that are very basic and generic that you've heard before. Drink your water. Sleep is really important. That's something that I'm not 100% on yet, but we're getting there slowly but surely. You're probably gonna feel your best at the gym, and you're just gonna feel, who doesn't love sleep? Like, I don't know, I am not the same girl when I don't get my sleep. You're always gonna want to increase your weight each week when you're training at the gym, especially for weightlifting. Make it so that you are progressively overloading, which doesn't say it in our app, but if you do your research, progressive overload is one of the main causes of having a big dumpy. Progressive overload is training till failure and upping the weight so that by your 6 to 8 rep, you are trembling, honey. So yeah, I have my trusty dusty notes here if you couldn't already tell, and I hope I didn't miss anything, but I feel like I did, because with these videos there's just so much things and information that I could go further detail with, but I'm really trying to keep it informational but not overload. So again, anything you want further in detail, I have no problem giving you all the ins and outs, the scoop, the details, the drama. Got you. Just know that life in general is not a race, not a competition. Where you are now is amazing, and it will only get better if you have some consistency, patience, and by being kinder to yourself. Hard work, and no one said it's going to be easy. By having that balance and moderation, I'm telling you, it's easier than you think. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope that this was beneficial for you and that you're able to apply all these tips and tricks. Like I said, I'm not a gatekeeper. Let you. Bye.